evening, live from Loomis, California. St. Mary's Rams football is on the air. Hello again, everybody. Paul Sheet joined by Art Zanini as tonight the St. Mary's Rams take on the Del Oro Golden Eagles. And Art, this is a rivalry that has been a little one-sided. Unfortunately, not the St. Mary's way if we look at the history between these two teams over the last 5 years.
No, you could tell that from last year, running the ball on us, taking it down our throats. Had a tough time stopping the running game. And so you're looking at St. Mary's, Del Oro 2013 game, two-time division section champs, Del Oro six-time division section 2 champs, two-time division 3 champs.
Yeah, the last two teams these teams have played, it was in the St. Mary's field, and in the quarterfinals last year, St. Mary's lost to Del Oro 21-10. And then back in 2009, a very bitter memory, St. Mary's was ranked the #1 team in the playoffs, and they lost 30-29 to Del Oro by just 1 point at home, and the Del Oro Golden Eagles went on. So the Rams certainly have a couple of scores to settle here tonight.
Yes, they do. We're hoping to stop the run, prove something to these guys, make sure that we pound the ball right back at them.
Two very different football teams, and you mentioned one team's going to want to be a little more physical than the other. The other team's going to rely on its speed.
Yeah, we're very quick. I mean, Jalen Ratcliffe, obviously, Brian Pasquale, speed on the outside, Perrin Boyd. I mean, we're going to try to open it up again, hoping that our speed on their corners and we could beat them on some of our routes.
And you've got a pressure-packed atmosphere for St. Mary's. You talk about prepping for the playoffs. You're not only playing Del Oro tonight, you're playing Del Oro at their homecoming.
Yes, you are. They're very excited. They're very pumped. This is their homecoming. Nobody likes to lose on homecoming. So we're going to come in here and try to basically shut down their homecoming, put a little sour note on their homecoming parade that we actually got stuck into a little blockage on the way up driving here.
Yeah, and if you look at Del Oro, they do like to pound the football. They don't have the gaudy stats of some teams that we've played that have been excellent teams. But you look at it, for example, the Horse, Dylan Cainwraith, 77 carries, just 361 yards, 4.7 yards a carry, 3 touchdowns. But that's the Del Oro philosophy. We're going to grind it out 5 yards a carry, and we're going to matriculate the ball down the field.
They're going to keep pounding it and waiting for us to either overshoot the gaps. They want us to make a mistake. They want to keep driving the ball, doing some leads, dives, and just keep driving up the middle on us, hoping that we get tired and we start missing tackles in the middle.
And Del Oro has passed a little bit more this year, but some of that's been some of the tough competition they've played in the preseason. But Michael Moore has done a fine job at quarterback for the Golden Eagles. 46 completions, 80 attempts, 58%, 607 yards, but the really gaudy number, 7 touchdowns with 0 interceptions for a quarterback rating of 111. So Michael Moore, once you put 9 guys in the box, Michael Moore will make you pay.
Yeah, obviously Michael Moore is reading defenses very well this year. He's looking at some of his open receivers, finding them, looking at the coverage, and you know what? With 0 interceptions, that's the key of the game. No turnovers right there.
And looking at Del Oro so far this year, they have played a packed schedule just like St. Mary's has. Listen to these opponents. 27-14, their opening game against Logan High School of San Jose, a W. Then they went down to the showcase, the California Showcase they call it, at Oceanside High School, playing on a neutral field. They lost to Notre Dame High School of Sherman Oaks, 41-24. Then they played De La Salle the week after St. Mary's played them, lost 41-3 at De La Salle, but then bounced back last week. All they did was defeat the Grant Pacers at home 38-35. So this Del Oro football team, they have come to play football. Despite the fact that they're 2-2 and we're 3-1, they are the higher-ranked team tonight. They are number 5 in the Max Preps computer rankings, while St. Mary's comes in as the number 7 team in the Sac Joaquin section.
Well, there again, you stack your preseason with these tough teams, and they went out to perform against them. I mean, De La Salle, no slouch of a team, obviously. Notre Dame out down south. So you're looking at a tough preseason schedule, and now we're on the list.
Well, St. Mary's High School would like to thank the following sponsors of St. Mary's Rams football who help make these games possible on NFHSnetwork.com and PlayOnSports.com, along with Immaculate Heart Radio, KWG, 1230 AM. The Bank of Stockton, Berberian Motors, Caresco Homes, Chase Chevrolet, Cordo Oil, Lincoln Center, McDonald's, New York Life, the Samara Law Group, Pacific Storage, Pietro's Italian Restaurant, Primavera Markets. St. Mary's High School is a non-profit educational institution. And Art, let's look at the starters for tonight. I will take the offense and then you take the defense for St. Mary's. And for St. Mary's, on offense, at the X receiver spot, Demetrius Ferguson, a 5'11 junior, 165 pounds. Ferguson on the year receiving 20 catches, 380 yards, 19 yards a catch, 2 touchdowns. At the H receiver, it's Perrin Boyd, a 6', 180-pound senior. Boyd on the year so far has 8 catches for 60 yards. At the Z receiver spot, the very talented Jalen Ratliff. Ratliff on the year, 6', 165, and all he's done is 14 catches, 246 yards, 18 yards a catch, 5 touchdowns. At the tight end spot, junior Karsten Lee, 6'3", 180 pounds. At the left tackle spot, Shane McDermott, 6'4", 210. At the left guard spot, Jonah Ocon, 5'11", 295. At the center, Brandon Perez, a 6'1 senior, 255. At the right guard spot, Matt Ray, 6'1", 255. At the right tackle spot, Anthony Ayalo, a 6'3", 255-pound senior. At the tailback spot, it's Marcus Loomis, 5'8", 170 pounds, a senior. Loomis on the year has 40 carries for 232 yards, 5.8 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns. And at quarterback, it is Caleb Parrish, a 6'4", 205-pound senior. Caleb on the year, 59 completions, 82 attempts, 72%, 743 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. And now take the defense, Art.
On the defensive end, we have starting at defensive end, 51, Cutler Solomon Jr., 6'3", 225 pounds. Then on the tackle position, you have number 76, Matt Ray, senior, 6'1", 255 pounds. Then at nose is 58, Miguel Diaz, senior, 6'1", 225 pounds. Then at the D end on the other side is number 9, Kyle Dawson, senior, 6'3", 220. And Kyle Dawson on the year over here has about, looking at 34 tackles for the year so far, doing a great job at the end. For Sam linebacker, we have number 24, Dwight Jackson, Jr., 6', 185 pounds. Then the middle linebacker, 49, Clark Butler, Senior, 5'11", 205 pounds. Doing a great job. Butler comes in with 53 tackles this year. Then we have the will linebacker, number 25, Khalil Hodge, who's a junior, 5'10", 185 pounds. Khalil Hodge on the year has 30 tackles coming into this game, doing a great job on the will linebacker position. At cornerback, we have number 23, Javonte Norman, junior, 5'10", 170 pounds. Cornerback on the other side, number 4, Brian Pasquale, senior, 5'9", 165 pounds. Then at free safety, number 2, Wesley Thompson, senior, 5'10", 165 pounds. And then at strong safety is going to be number 7, David Juarez, senior, 6'2", 175 pounds. And Thompson, Jackson, Pasquale, and Juarez and Ratliff all have 1 interception on the year coming into this game.
And I think we'll definitely see Pasquale on the offensive side of the ball. He's going to play some receiver, going to play some tailback. Definitely one of the key Rams as we look at the Del Oro band taking the field, and we'll be getting ready for kickoff shortly and the national anthem. Our next broadcast is next Friday night. We will be live from the Great Bowl in Lodi as the Rams take on the Tokay Tigers. Game time is 7:10, St. Mary's at Tokay here on NFHSnetwork.com and PlayOnSports.com, along with Immaculate Radio, KWG, 1230 AM. And we're getting ready now for the national anthem from the Del Oro Band here in Loomis, California. And Joey, let's get your thoughts on tonight's game. What about the pageantry here at Del Oro? It kind of feels like Friday Night Lights in Texas or something.
No, it definitely is elegant here tonight at the Del Oro Stadium. With it being homecoming and everything, you've got the band out on the field right now. You've got flags being flown. The student section looks incredible right now. It's a great turnout for Del Oro. And, I hate to agree with Art, but we have to put a damper in these festivities tonight. I mean, that's what the St. Mary's Rams are here to do. Granted, no one wants to lose at their homecoming, but no one wants to lose in general.
You know, one of the interesting things I thought about tonight was really they scheduled us for homecoming, but if you look at their home schedule, Art, these guys don't have any post-toasty softies to schedule for homecoming. What are they going to do? Pick Granite Bay, who's, the defending Division I section champion in their league? The Sierra Foothill League is not the T-Cal, ladies and gentlemen. It is a tough go week to week to week, and there are no easy games that Del Oro could have chosen.
No, you're exactly right. It's a tough division.
All right, getting set for the kickoff tonight. Del Oro going to be kicking. St. Mary's returning. Deep to return.
Back deep to receive Humes kick from St. Mary's Rams. Number 3,
Jalen Ratliff.
Number 23,
And Javonte Norman deep to receive for St. Mary's. Not our usual vantage point. We're only about 10 rows up at about the 30-yard line, but we'll do our best. Mason Humes set to kick off for Del Oro. Fine kicker that they have, who's been perfect on his PATs and has a long field goal this year of 43 yards. Humes kick. Up high, booming kick along the sideline, and makes it into the end zone for the touchback. And a penalty flag on the field. Late flag from the official. Wait to see this call.
A penalty on the first play under review by the ref.
And a shout out to our fans out there. Once again, we're working under very tough conditions tonight, so we need your help. If for some reason this broadcast goes down, please call us at the following number. Write it down. I'm going to say it 3 times. 209 area code 986-1916. That's 209 area code 986-1916. Once again, if there's a problem with the broadcast tonight, we need your help. Let us know. 209 area code 986-1916. And it appears that Del Oro was offsides, and so that'll bring it back 5 yards. And now Del Oro will kick from their own 35.
Well, that should put us in a perfect position to have a return now instead of getting to the end zone.
Great kick, though, in that he had pinned him along the sideline. Even if it hadn't gone into the end zone, it would have been very tough to return. You always want those directional kicks as close to the sideline as possible so that the special teams unit has a chance to collapse. And he certainly did that the last time. Mason Humes set to kick again. Another high, booming kick. And taken again in the end zone by Ratliff. So the Rams will start 1st and 10 for their own 20.
So we need the Rams to come out here, get aggressive on the front line, start moving the ball, stay on our blocks, get driving forward, create something here for Marcus Loomis in the
Rams
backfield.
come out in the pistol formation. Play action pass. Now the keeper by Parrish, and Parrish gets it out to, we'll see, about the 25-yard line as best we can tell. Wait to see the spot. 4-yard gain. So gain of 4, 2nd and 6 from the 24. Again, only about 10 rows up here at Del Oro, so not the usual vantage point. From the shotgun, Parrish completes his pass out along the sideline.
Looks like Del Oro's running that odd front, maybe a cover 2. Looks like a cover 2 in the backfield.
Just a 2-yard gain on the completion to Demetrius Ferguson. And it will bring up 3rd and 4 from the 26-yard line. In the pistol is Parrish. Single back behind him. And Rams run a draw, and I don't think they got the first.
No, I think we're short of that.
Loomis appears to be a yard or two short. We'll see where they mark it. 2 yards short. So a 2-yard gain for Marcus Loomis. 4th and 2 Rams from their own 28-yard line. And that should send Demetrius Ferguson back to kick.
Well, you got to stay on those blocks. You got to get up there. Got to get on top of that linebacker.
Trey Udofa
Yep.
set to return for Del Oro. Gavin Klein, the new sophomore snapper. Rams try to draw Del Oro off, but the Golden Eagles not biting. Long count here. Perfect snap to Ferguson. Ferguson, high, booming kick. Udofa signals for the fair catch and makes the fair catch at about his own 38-yard line, where Del Oro will take over 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. So not a good first series for the Rams, 3 and out.
No, we can't have 3 and outs. We have to collect first downs right off the bat. Now we're going to turn it over to the defensive hand here and see what Coach Tip's going to do. Talking with Coach Tip earlier in the day, we have to be physical. That's what he said, physical, and we have to line up right. I mean, we have to get ourselves lined up and be aggressive up front. Good old-fashioned, hard-nosed football.
And under center for the Golden Eagles is the quarterback, Michael Moore. Moore completes the pass out on the perimeter. Complete to number 18, Travis Newman.
Tackled by Jalen Ratliff. Nice
Jalen
tackle.
Ratliff
Nice
came up to
field.
meet him quickly.
Nice open field tackle out there on the edge.
Gain of just 3 on the play. 2nd and 7 from their own 41-yard line.
You know, Del Oro's now looking like they're in a double tight, single back. They did a lot of that against us at the sophomore game previous.
Now they go to a two-back formation. High formation. And now man goes in motion.
Down to a double tight, 44 lined up on the edge.
Handoff to 42. That's Cainrath. And Cainrath takes it out to about the 45-yard line.
Looks like we had a group of St. Mary's, Kyle Dawson, Clark Butler, and Jalen Ratliff coming up again to make the tackle.
Pickup of 4 on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 3 from their own 45-yard line for Del Oro. 9:08 left to go first quarter, just underway, no score. Moore under center. Full house backfield look for Del Oro. Handoff to Cainrath, and he's met at the line of scrimmage, and I don't think he got it.
No, he's short of the first down. Great job by Miguel Diaz sliding down to make that tackle, to stuff that, along with Matt Ray.
Gain of just a yard on the play for Cainrath, and Del Oro will be forced to punt. Mason Humes, the kicker and punter for the Golden Eagles, standing at about his own 32-yard line. Wesley Thompson standing back at about his own 20, set to return the kick. Humes, high booming kick. Thompson catches the ball, still on his feet, and met quickly by the Del Oro defense. Dragged out around the St. Mary's 24-25-yard line, where the Rams will take over 1st and 10. So both teams aren't 3 and out in their opening series.
3 and out in opening series. Now it's our time to go out and get a first down. We don't want to exchange 3 and outs all night long. We got to come out and be more aggressive now on offense.
So 1st and 10 Rams, ball at their own 25-yard line. And Pasquale now in on offense at the receiver spot. In the shot, or in the pistol, is Parrish. Single back behind him, Loomis. Hand off to Marcus, or is that Javonte? Can't quite tell.
Marcus Loomis gets the handoff there.
Loomis taking the handoff.
Looks like we're trying to run off tackle.
A little bit of a gain there. And we'll see where they spot this. 2nd and 7 from the 28-yard line, pickup of 3.
Got to get a better push on Shane McDermott's side. We ran to his side over there.
And now a penalty flag comes flying on the field before the teams have even lined up for the play. My goodness. Neither team had gotten into their stance yet, and the umpire throws a flag out in the middle of this, so we'll have to see the call here.
Looks
Someone
like it's
might
against
have said
St. Mary's.
something.
Yeah, it looks like it's against St. Mary's, and I hope it's not against Shane McDermott. They're kind of talking to him right now. Looked like Jonah went over there, touched his face mask.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Rams.
According to the experts at the Eagles Nest, the penalty appears to be illegal participation.
Oh, illegal participation. Okay, check that. Illegal participation, 5-yard penalty. Rams probably had 12 guys in the huddle. So 2nd and 12. Play action pass. Parrish fires down the field, completes it. Complete to Pasquale. Pasquale driven out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Big game for the Rams.
Way to be patient. Caleb Parrish patient back there. Look for Pasquale coming across on a slant pattern. Nice route. That's going to get us first downs.
29 yards on the reception for Pasquale. And now the Rams are in Golden Eagle territory. 1st and 10 from the Golden Eagle 48-yard line. 7:22 left to go first quarter. No score. Parrish in the shotgun. Hands it off to Pasquale on the fly sweep. Pasquale has the perimeter. Pasquale at the 40. Pasquale at the 30. The 20. The 15. And just dragged down. Did he get into the end zone or not?
They're going to call him down on the 1-yard line.
And the ball went flying through the end zone. Are they going to say he was down before the fumble? The other question to be answered here. And apparently they're going to say Pasquale was down before he lost the handle on the football. But on the rush, Pasquale gains 47 yards. And it'll be 1st and goal Rams from the 1-yard line. Fly sweep run to absolute perfection there, Art.
Great job sealing the edge over there with McDermott and Jonah. It was a great block up to the linebackers.
Parrish in the pistol. Hands it off to Loomis straight ahead. And Marcus.
Touchdown. Come on.
Late call from the official.
No
No word yet. I thought he was in.
There it is.
And he's in. So Marcus Loomis scores on a 1-yard touchdown run, his 3rd touchdown of the year.
Great push under Brandon Perez going up the middle there.
And the Rams complete a 75-yard drive, and then they come out in my favorite, the swinging gate. And now they shift out of it to the more intelligent regular PAT. I hate the swinging gate. DeLucian for the attempt. Klein the snapper. Holder is Boyd. Spot is up, kick is up, and it is good. And so with 6:40 left to go in the first quarter, it's St. Mary's 7 and Del Oro nothing.
From the Development Office of St. Mary's, save the following dates. October 9th, it's the annual Athletic Hall of Fame dinner. For information about this event and other St. Mary's events, contact Casey Chatfield in the Development Office at 209-957-3340, extension 195. St. Mary's High School is a nonprofit educational institution.
So not a long drive for St. Mary's, 75 yards, but quick strikes. The long pass to Pasquale, the 47-yard fly sweep for Pasquale. It was the Brian Pasquale show, and the Rams are up 7-0.
Yeah, no, we have to get the ball into Brian Pasquale's hands. The guy is quick. He's making plays already. Let's keep him hot, and let's keep it going. Just tack on another touchdown.
DeLucchi set to kick. Deep to return for the Golden Eagles. It's Trey Udofa. There we go. Joined by number 7, Jonathan Tuttle. DeLucchi's kick, short. Taking it about the 23-yard line, and a fair catch, and the Rams will take that all day. Calling it in the fair catch is Travis Newman, and Del Oro will start out 1st and 10 from their own 23-yard line, we'll call it. Actually, they mark it at the 24, but 1st and 10 from the 24 for Del Oro. And a good start for St. Mary's. They're up 7-0, 6:38 left to go first quarter. Moore under center. Handoff to Cainrath, and Cainrath, following his big blockers, forges ahead for about 4 yards. 2nd and 6.
Nice little lead play on the strong side. Lead in with that fullback. Hand it off to the running back. See what we can gain. See if they can pound the ball on us. Kyle Johnson does a great job of kind of sealing that gap down.
2nd and 6 from their own 28. Man in motion, empty
Double
backfield
time,
now.
empty.
Screen pass complete.
Got some holding going
Got
on.
some holding, but he got
Jeez.
away with it. They complete the screen pass to number 3, Theron Hayford. And Hayford's going to pick up the first down out to the 35-yard line. Gain of 7 yards. And there was no doubt that Ratliff was held on the perimeter.
You turn a guy's shoulder like that and have your hand on the outside and one on the inside. I don't know what else you call that.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Del Oro from their own 35-yard line. Moore in the shotgun. Play action pass on his feet. Rocks, fires, completes it. Late flag. He completes it to Theron Hayford for about a 10-yard gain, but let's see what the flag is from the officials. Came in the spot where holding is usually the call. I didn't see that hold, but I certainly saw the one on the previous play, and it is holding on the Golden Eagles, so take that completion off the board.
I'll take that.
And it goes back to the 30-yard line. Spot foul, so it'll be 1st and 15 Del Oro, 5-yard penalty there. 1st and 15 from their own 30. Certainly a shout out to my usual partner, who's a little under the weather tonight, Bill Scott, listening at home. Bill, miss you, but we're going to bringing you a great game, it feels like. Empty backfield now for the Golden Eagles as the man goes in motion. Pass behind the line of scrimmage. It's a double pass, and he had the man, and it was incomplete. He had the receiver on the double pass. Udofia was wide open at the St. Mary's 40, but an incomplete pass for number 3, Travis Hayford. Hayford received it about 2 yards backwards. Perfect double pass situation, and he had the man, and he just couldn't complete it. Well, Rams catch a bit of a break there.
Yeah, they do. Going to the empty backfield, seeing if our corners, Jalen and Pasquale, will suck in for the run when they dumped it over for the screen. But
from the shotgun, they fake the fly sweep. Moore sets up the Z middle screen, and it's complete to Cainrath. Cainrath on the perimeter. Cainrath in a foot race. Cainrath gets dragged down by number 7, who makes a touchdown-saving tackle.
Nice tackle from behind, ties up the legs.
Big gainer for Cainrath out of the backfield. Perfectly set up middle screen. He lined up at the flanker spot that time, and they hit the Z middle screen for big yards. And it's down to the 32-yard line. Gain of 38 on the play.
And all we did was rush up the middle. Easy release for Del Oro's linemen. We're coming up strong. Nobody's sitting home looking for football.
1st and 10 from their own 32. They hand it off to Cainrath, and the Rams do a nice job stringing that out.
Nice job by Miguel Diaz up there. Looks like Butler came in, sealed that C gap up for that tackle. Nice job.
Gain of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 8 Del Oro. Ball at the St. Mary's 30. St. Mary's up 7-0, but Del Oro driving. Michael Moore, the quarterback.
Another double tight formation, 2 back.
Moore hands it off. No, play action, rolling out. Moore on the run, throws, and receiver was well covered. And Moore wisely threw that ball out of bounds.
Do we have a flag, a late flag again? No.
I thought so too, the way the crowd responded, but they must have responded to their own cheer. And so it will be 3rd down, 8 yards to go, ball at the 30. Certainly probably 2 down territory here.
Sure.
In St. Mary's territory.
Setting up in
Moore in the shotgun. Single back next to him is Cainrath.
Got a wing out.
Moore
18 over the
in
middle.
the pocket. Rocks, fires. And did he make the catch or was it a trap? They say he made the catch. Diving catch there by one of the Golden Eagles. And that's number 3, Hayford.
Hayford again.
Hayford catch good for 13 yards and a first down. 1st and 10 Del Oro at the St. Mary's 17-yard line. Moore under center. Single back is Cainrath. Handoff to Cainrath. Tries to bounce it out to the outside. And nice job, it appears, by Khalil Hodge, among others, sealing that play off.
Good job. Another double type formation. Single handoff. Lead them up on the edge.
6-yard gain there, so it'll be 2nd and 4 from the 11. Again, the players are now on the opposite side of the field of us, and we're at the 30, only about 10 rows up, so not the greatest vantage point that we usually have. 2nd and 4 from the 11. And handoff to Cainrath. And Cainrath stopped after a short gain. Yeah.
Looks like on that time they're in an unbalanced formation.
Is it streaming? Yeah, go. Tell me what the problem is. All right, thank you. Okay, thank you. And a stoppage of play here. We're going to try.
Looks like we had a measurement.
And we just started and stopped our stream, so hopefully that will take care of the technical problem we were having to our listeners out there. And again, if there's an issue, give us a call. 1st and goal from the 7 for the Golden Eagles.
Motion into unbalance, right side.
Moore with the pass, complete to Hayford. Hayford in a race to the pylon. And did he get in or not? They're going to mark him just shy, I do believe. Complete to Travis Hayford. And it's a gain of 5, so it'll be 2nd and goal for the 2 from Del Oro.
Great job, Wesley Thompson coming over. Jalen getting off that block to get him out on the outside there, 1 yard short. 2 on the 2-yard line.
2nd and goal from the 2. Handoff to Cainrath. And Cainrath is in for the touchdown. And with 2:40 left to go in the first quarter, St. Mary's 7, Del Oro 6. So the Golden Eagles complete a 76-yard drive, Art.
Well, they did what they wanted to do. Took some time off the clock, worked the ball down the field. Just a couple lead plays. The one pass play over there, I believe, for.
And the kick
yards
from Humes is perfect. And so with 2:40 left to go in the first quarter, your score, St. Mary's 7, Del Oro 7. You're listening to St. Mary's Rams football on Immaculate Heart Radio, KWG, 1230 AM.
We welcome our new web partners, nfhsnetworks.com and playonsports.com, to sponsor a St. Mary's web broadcast. You can call 209-986-1916. Sponsorships are needed and available. Also, again, please call 209-986-1916.
Thank you. All right, to our fans, I guess we dropped the signal for a bit. Just to let you know, Del Oro completes a 76-yard drive, Cainrath on a 2-yard run, and we're tied at 7-7 with 2:40 left to go here in the first quarter. And we apologize, but we are working under the most primitive conditions I've ever worked under in all my years of doing this here. And we'll let you know. Yeah.
So Humes kicks off, makes it into the end zone again. Touchback. St. Mary's going to start off on the 20-yard line again. St. Mary's starting from their own 20.
We don't have video, okay? Just let me know if the audio's dead. Thank you. All right, so the Rams will take over. Was that a touchback, Art?
That was a touchback, starting off at Rams 20 there.
All right, so it's 7-7, 2:40 left to go first period. Rams 1st and 10 from the 20. Handoff to Marcus Loomis. Not much doing there.
No, try to run a lead play, run off the tackle. Number 8, Tyler Metter comes up, makes a great stuff. Met Marcus Loomis in the hole.
And so it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 20. No gain on the play. Parrish in the pistol. Single back behind him is Loomis. Caleb takes the snap. In the pocket, has time now, has to bounce it to the outside, and Caleb's going to be sacked.
Well, he had receivers open. Pasquale well covered. Jalen covered over the top. Looks like they did a cover 3. Had every area covered. Line just couldn't hold it up long enough.
Loss of 5 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 15 from the St. Mary's 15-yard line. Game tied 7-7. Again, we apologize, folks. We had technical difficulties. I believe we're back on the air. We're literally working, not in a press box. We're working in the stands, 10 rows up from the 30. Sliding catch, and did he make it? The Del Oro Eagles are saying no. Rams are saying yes. And what a beautiful sliding catch by Jalen Ratliff, picking up the first down. And they mark that at the 31-yard line, gain of 16 on the play.
Caleb saw him open there. Nice little arrow route. If he would have brought the ball up to him a little bit more, he runs for a couple more yards. But still, great catch, great sliding catch.
And once again, folks, this is an audio-only broadcast tonight. 7-7, 1:19 left to go, first quarter and counting. Rams in the pistol. Parrish takes the snap. Handoff. And a little bit of a gain that time.
Yeah.
By Marcus Loomis. Believe he bounced it out for about a 4-yard gain. It'll bring up 2nd and 6, we'll call it, from the 35.
Trying to run the ball to the left side there. Trying to come down on their nose, double down on their nose, get up on their linebacker, gain some yards.
Parrish in the pistol. Single back behind him is Loomis. Caleb takes the snap in the pocket, has to scramble, completes the screen. It's complete to Loomis. Gain of just a few. Coming up to make a big hit on that play, number 40 for the Golden Eagles. That's Jonah McKebry, and he makes a big tackle. Otherwise, that would have been a nice gain. Gain of just a yard on the screen. And now it'll be 3rd and 5 from the 36.
A couple of our linemen overran some of their linebackers. We got to lock on them, make sure we keep on them and run over the top of them. Can't just go right by them.
And that's the end of the first quarter. Your score from Del Oro High School in Loomis, California. It's the St. Mary's Rams 7, the Del Oro Golden Eagles 7. A reminder, folks, check out our new Facebook page and give us a like. Go to Facebook and look for SM Rams broadcasts. We appreciate your thoughts and comments, and we'd love to get a lot more likes out there. So check out our new Facebook page. Give us a like. Go to Facebook and look for St. Mary's Rams broadcasts. We welcome your thoughts and comments tonight. And the Rams will start the third quarter, Art, with a 3rd and 5 from their own 36-yard line.
Well, it looks like Coach Franks is going back to a little bit of the running game, trying to open up the passing game again. Last couple plays, a little lead. Threw in that screen there, but should have did a better job on that screen. Some of the front linemen up there, the front 5, getting onto the top of those linebackers. That's always a challenge. There again, Jalen has to make a move or make a play.
So it'll be 3rd down, 5 yards to go from the 36-yard line. You're listening to St. Mary's Rams football on Immaculate Heart Radio, KWG 1230 AM, and online at NFHSnetwork.com and PlayOnSports.com. So here we go for St. Mary's, 3rd and 5 from their own 36. Caleb Parrish in the pistol, single back is Loomis. Twins up top and down low. Man in motion is Ferguson. Parrish rocks, fires, completes it to Pasquale. Pasquale's got the first down. He's out to about the 45-yard line, gain of 10 yards before making the tackle. Number 9, Justin Burridge for Del Oro. Rams will have it 1st and 10, actually 9-yard gain at the 44-yard line. But what matters, 1st and 10 Rams.
Great throw to Pasquale's outside shoulder. Defender didn't even have a chance to get a hand over the ball. Perfect throw. Beautiful catch.
And now Loomis comes off the field, and they bring in Javonte Norman, who had that 65-yard lightning run last week against Lincoln. Play action pass to Norman, play action, and it's a keeper for Parrish, and Parrish scrambles out of bounds. Looked like a little bit of a confusion
I think
between
there's a little miscommunication there.
Norman and Parrish, a little miscommunication, and Caleb wisely, rather than have a fumble on the exchange, kept it and managed to pick up a little something, takes it out to the 48-yard line, pick up a 4 yards. And are we off the air? Hello.
Caleb back in the shotgun formation. Hands off to Javonte Norman. Javonte Norman runs to the outside edge. Running up the field. Looks like a good first down. Maybe an 8 to 9 yard gain. Ball ends up on Del Oro's 42-yard line.
On the air.
Okay.
Just to sum it up, we're out the 43-yard line, 1st and 10 Rams.
No Rigetti in with Marcus Loomis.
Back to pass, Parrish. And pass is complete. Jalen Ratliff. And do we have a flag here, or was it incomplete? They call it incomplete. Okay.
Sorry, that substitution was Loomis for just Javonte Norman.
I think we're back on the air now.
Looks like we got Javonte Norman in for Brian Pasquale. Brian Pasquale headed to the sideline. Needs a breather. Shotgun formation.
All right. Hand off to Loomis. And on 2nd and 10, Marcus gains just a few, and I believe we're back on the air, folks. I apologize. Like I said, this is really the worst conditions we've ever had to work under, other than being out in the rain for that one playoff game against Inderkum. But this is the second worst in all my years of doing this. And we're doing our best to stay on the air. Call us only if we go off the air. If the quality drops in and out, don't call us, but please do call us if we go absolutely off the air. We're back on now. And 3rd and 10, and penalty flags on the field. And flag against St. Mary's. Delay of game against St. Mary's, so now that'll bring up a 3rd and 15 from the Del Oro 48-yard line. Two very good football teams going at it tonight.
Javonte Norman, Ferguson up top, receivers.
3rd and 15. Parrish in the shotgun. Caleb rocks, fires, has a receiver. It's complete. Crossed all the way for the first down. Rams get into Del Oro territory deep.
Nice
complete
catch
by Jalen Ratliff. And we'll see where they spot the football. Ball was on the St. Mary's 48-yard line, and now it's down to the 16-yard line of Del Oro. 31 yards on the reception for Ratliff. 1st and 10 Rams from the Del Oro 16-yard line.
Great job by Caleb Parrish. Saw that the corner on Jalen Ratliff kind of tripped up his feet, started stumbling backwards, and a perfect throw to him.
Rams in the pistol. Loomis the lone back. Handoff to Loomis. Loomis trying to bounce it to the outside. Marcus has a little bit of a seam and picks up some yards. See exactly where they spot this football.
St. Mary's trying to run the stretch play over there to the left-hand side. Trying to come off of Shane McDermott's side.
Nice gain.
Good game.
8 yards. 2nd and 2 from the 8-yard line now. Game's tied 7-7. 9:13 left to go first half. Rams trying to drive for the lead. Parrish in the pistol. Loomis the lone back. Handoff to Marcus Loomis, and Loomis
Oh, great
Gets
run
hit.
outside.
I think he's going to have the first down, however. Should be first and goal, St. Mary's. We'll see where they spot the football.
Nice job by Anthony Aiello with the down block to open up that hole for Marcus Loomis. Great job by Kyle Dawson, who substituted in, kick out that outside linebacker. C-hole from this point of view looked nice. Wide opened up, Marcus Loomis in it.
Gain of 2 on the play. First and goal from the 6. Parrish, play action pass in the pocket. Now he's going to run for it straight ahead. And Caleb Parrish gets into the end zone for the touchdown. So nothing was open for Caleb Parrish, and he saw the opening, and he took the ball, tucked it, and ran straight up the middle for the score. So the Rams complete a 70-yard drive, and now a late flag coming out.
Great look by Caleb Parrish. That was just awesome. Way to see that hole open up. Saw that there was no defender over the middle. Linebackers had already split out to the sides. Just walked right on in there.
Sideline warning on St. Mary's. So the Rams complete a 70-yard drive, I believe. Parrish with a 6-yard run. St. Mary's up 13-7, and now they're in the swinging gate. Parrish in the shotgun, and now they shift out of it.
Here comes Jack out to kick the extra point.
Delucchi set to kick. Boyd is the holder. And I believe it's going to be delay of game on St. Mary's. I'm sure the coaching staff knows best, but Bill and I as fans every week, we'd love to take this swinging gate and stick it where the sun does not shine.
Well, you know, you're playing 4 quarters, high school football. I mean, it's still challenging. You add something else, running on and off the field. Don't want to wear yourself down.
And Delucchi squeezes it through. So despite the 5-yard delay of game, the Rams convert, and they lead 14-7 with 8:37 left to go in the first half. You're listening to St. Mary's Rams football on the NFHSnetwork.com and on Immaculate Heart Radio, KWG, 1230 AM.
St. Mary's High School would like to thank the following sponsors of St. Mary's Rams football who help make these games possible on the NFHSnetwork.com and PlayOnSports.com, along with Immaculate Heart Radio, KWG 1230 AM. Bank of Stockton, Barbarian Motors, Caresco Homes, Chase Chevrolet, Corto Oil, Lincoln Center, McDonald's, New York Life, Samara Law Group, Pacific Storage, Pietro's Italian Restaurant, Primavera Market. St. Mary's High School is a nonprofit educational institution.
Well done, and this isn't your normal gig.
No.
Talk about the Renaissance man of St. Mary's. It is Art Zanini, security, pool supervisor, ground maintenance, football coach, announcer. He does it all.
Switch the hat.
High booming kick by Delucchi. One of the Golden Eagles slips, and it goes through the end zone for the touchback. So Del Oro will start first and 10 from their own 20. They trail 8:37 left to go in the first half.
That was a great kick by Jack. Way to get some leg on that. He's been working on that all week. We don't want any returns. We want to put them on the 20, let them start off, save our special teams. It'd be a good kick, Jack.
First and 10. Del Oro, ball at their own 20. And Knockwood, cross fingers, believe we've resolved our technical issues. First and 10, Golden Eagles. Ball at their 20. Moore under center. Moore hands it off. Nope, play action pass. He's rolling. And pass complete over the middle. And complete to number 2. Beautifully done, just scrambling for time. And then finding Trey Udofa in the open field. And Trey Udofa.
Wesley Thompson, David Juarez on the tackle. Del Oro gave him an unbalanced look and then went ahead and did a motion front line for our defense tip, have them shifting over. Everybody slides over a notch. Then they come out with that play action out of it.
19 yards on the reception. 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Handoff on an end-around sweep. They're running the reverse. Number 7 trying to bounce it to the outside, but nothing doing. St. Mary's Rams sniff that out, and nothing happening there for Jonathan Tuttle. And I believe it's no gain or a loss of a yard on the play. No gain, so it'll be 2nd and 10. You know, one of the things surprising me in the early going on this game, Art, as we look at it, is that I expected Del Oro to do a lot more ground and pound. They've thrown the ball a lot more than we thought they would coming into tonight.
What? I expected that. I expected the lead, the slant. Coach Tip working on it all week long. Double tight formation, unbalanced formation. But they're really doing a lot of in the air.
Handoff now to Cainrath. Cainrath trying to bounce it to the outside. And that time the Rams blow tackles. And Cainrath is off and going. He's in the foot races. Cainrath is off, and they're not going to get him. Dylan Cainrath, who was stopped for about a 3-yard gain, just kept fighting, and he kept those legs moving. Perfect form, perfect technique. The Rams, as we always say, failed to wrap, and Cainrath completes a 61-yard touchdown run, and it was just simply the oldest thing in the book. You got to wrap,
you have to wrap up. You have to. You got to make a play. You have to make a play. You're the one there. Can't expect the other guy to make it. You have to make the play. Wrap up, bring him down. Grab a leg. He kept it pumping on us. We did some high arm tackling up top. 6 St. Mary's Rams touching him, and he's just still pumping his legs going forward. We just couldn't bring him down. 2 players in the right position. Unfortunately, Clark Butler couldn't just make that tackle. First guy to see the stop. Then after that, a list of St. Mary's players just trying to chase him at that point.
Dylan Cainrath, 6 foot, 185 pounds, and he had every bit of it in his legs.
Yes, he did.
And they were pumping, and the Rams literally must have hit Cainrath 10 times. Somebody made contact with him on that run, but never did anyone bring him down, and those legs just kept grinding, and he goes 61 yards for the touchdown. And now with 7:14 left to go in the first half, we're tied 14-14. And in a second, Joey, I'm going to ask you to give us the stats on Cainrath right after this kick, so be ready to get the stats on Dylan Cainrath for the Golden Eagles. Their leading ball carrier coming into tonight, and certainly going to be that after that 61-yard scamper. 80-yard drive complete. Mason Humes, high booming kick. Ratliff takes it at the 5, right near the sideline. Ratliff with a seam, Ratliff at the 25, and Ratliff across the 30. Fine return for Jalen Ratliff. It was a great kick. He was pinned in up against his own sideline, and he still managed to spring it ahead for 25 more yards, and 1st and 10 Rams from their own 30. And Joey, Dylan Cainrath's stats tonight for Del Oro, the leading ball carrier.
So far, Dylan Cainrath has 8 attempts for 83 yards. And also at receiving, he's had 1 reception for 38 yards.
So Dylan Cainrath having a fine night tonight for Del Oro. Rams now on offense. Parrish, play action pass, rolling out in the pocket, has time, and now just shredded out of bounds at the 28-yard line.
Great coverage by Del Oro. Nothing open downfield. Ferguson on a deep route. Pasquale across the middle on a slant. And just a great coverage done by Del Oro in a cover 2 mode back there. Everybody doing their job.
Kyle Wells gets credit for the coverage sack there. Loss of 2 on the play. 2nd and 12 from the St. Mary's 28-yard line. Rams have it. 2nd and 12.
Del Oro with the odd front.
From their own 28.
Stacked.
From the pistol. Parrish hands it off to Loomis. Loomis with a seam, and Loomis bounces it out to the 35-yard line. And a gain of 7. It'll bring up a much more manageable 3rd and 5 for St. Mary's.
Great patience by Marcus Loomis to stick behind his tackles. Shane McDermott, Jonah on that side, Perez leading up there. Found a little bit of a seam, grinded it out for those 7 yards. Good run by Loomis. Strong.
3rd and 5 from their own 35. Parrish in the pistol. Single back behind him is Loomis. Twins up top and down low for the Rams. Parrish rocks, fires, and pass
was deflected.
Pass was deflected and
right back
caught
to him
by Caleb Parrish. So Parrish gets credit for a reception of his own ball on the deflection, loss on the play. So that goes as a completed pass for Caleb to himself is how that's scored. But on the reception, a loss of 7 yards back to the 28. Rams will face 4th and 12.
Looked like we're trying to do what we call our 60 series plays there with the passing, and front lineman didn't get the defensive lineman's hands down. We got to knock their hands down right away. We got to come out, punch them.
Demetrius Ferguson set to punt, and it's a fake punt. The Rams in a foot race. Ferguson on his feet, and he's not going to get there. So the Rams gamble. They saw something, and that something just simply was not there. Perfect snap to Ferguson. That wasn't the issue. Ferguson saw something, and it was nothing. Loss of 3 on the play for Ferguson on the run, and Del Oro will take over with fabulous field position. 1st and 10 from their St. Mary's 25-yard line. Oh, my.
14-14 game, 5 minutes left in the second quarter. You're down here on your own 25. Something you might not want to do. I don't know if they saw opening.
If they did, it was closed quickly.
Fast.
1st and 10, Del Oro. Offset eye, handoff to Cainrath. Cainrath bouncing at this time, and he just follows his blockers ahead for 4 or 5 yards, depending on the spot here.
Running to the left side, lead off his tackle, fullback filling in. Just a good, solid, hard run for about a gain of 4.
2nd and 6 from the 21-yard line of St. Mary's. So following the fake punt. Del Oro going to have 2nd and 6 from the St. Mary's 21. Moore under center. Handoff to Cainrath. Cainrath with a big hole, and Cainrath picks up the first down before David Juarez makes the stop from the secondary, and he takes it all the way down to the 13-yard line, gain of 8 on the play, and it'll be 1st and 10, Golden Eagles from the St. Mary's 13-yard line.
I mean, there's not much you can do. We've got to play a little tougher up front. They just had the momentum swing with that fake punt stop on us, and now they're starting to pound the ball down the throat, trying to get the momentum going their way. St. Mary's has to do a couple stuffs here to turn the tides.
1st and 10 from the Ram 13 for Del Oro.
Number 8
Moore under center. Handoff to Cainrath. Cainrath going out on the perimeter. Pickup of 3, I believe, down to the 10. We're in on the stop, Kyle Dawson and Brian Pasquale. 2nd and 7 from the 10.
Del Oro sends the inside receiver over to the strong side to turn into a fullback and lead off the edge.
Rams would love to just get away with 3 right here. 2nd and 7 from the 10. Offset eye for the Eagles. Handoff to the big horse Cainrath, and he's just following his blockers. And that
Great
time,
job.
The entire St. Mary's defense saved the safeties. We're in on that play.
Great job up front. Got underneath their pad. Started driving the Del Oro offensive lineman back. Nowhere for the running back to go.
No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and 7 from the 10. And here you have to use that end zone as your extra defender.
Yes. Got to make sure they don't release any of the tight ends. Looks like they're going back to motion with the 8 coming down. Single back. Got to wing up.
Play action pass. Moore under pressure, and it's picked off. Picked off on the perimeter. And it's Jalen Ratliff, and Ratliff in a foot race. And Ratliff going to go. He's going to go. He's going to go. He's going 95 yards for a pick 6.
Great sense of awareness by Jalen Ratliff.
Late flag here at the 40. I'm hoping it's a celebration flag, because otherwise Jalen Ratliff has a 95-yard pick 6.
I hope there's not a block in the back. I hope we don't get something
and
like that.
if there's a block in the back, it's as dumb a play as you can make because that was a two-man foot race.
Yeah.
Michael Moore versus Jalen Ratliff, quarterback versus defensive back, and the defensive back had him by a mile.
And you didn't have to touch anybody on the backside. I mean, it just turned into the track race.
So we'll see what the call is. Regardless, Rams get a huge break. Del Oro going in for the lead, and they get an interception.
Awesome. It looks like
and we wait to see.
Sideline warning. Oh, the referee running down the field must have bumped into one of our coaches coming down following Jalen Ratliff.
But Rams have already received a sideline warning. If I understand the rules correctly, touchdown, 15-yard penalty on St. Mary's because we did receive a sideline warning earlier in the half.
Correct.
If I'm correct on the rules here, if that's the issue.
Correct.
And the officials conferring, needing to make sure they've got this right. And now the white hat coming over to explain things to head coach Tony Franks.
Tony Franks in a nice discussion with the sideline judge and the back judge.
And this was several yards. Like we said, this flag was thrown at the 40 of St. Mary's. And by the time the flag was thrown, Ratliff was at the 30 at that same moment of Del Oro on his pick six return.
I'm really thinking it's the side judge running down the field to keep up with Jalen and maybe bumped into a coach. I don't know what else it could be. I didn't see anybody over here.
Well, it's certainly a long conference between the officials. This is not a simple situation. It would be a doggone shame to see this pick six taken off the board after this conferencing.
Well, the way St. Mary's is staying down near the goal line ready to do the gate, it looks like we're going to get to keep it.
Like I said, my gut hunch is touchdown, 15-yard penalty on the Rams on the kickoff.
Yeah, I think he ran into a coach. I really do. I'm waiting to see that. But what a great sense of awareness by Jalen Ratliff over here. Practicing all week, looking at that play action. Quarterback rolls out to his side, the right side. Receiver, a little bit over the back of him, was kind of open, so the quarterback was getting pressure from our defensive lineman. It looked like Dawson on the backside coming through.
Yeah, Dawson on the backside had the pressure on the quarterback. Moore panicked. He tried to release the football, and Ratliff stepped right in at the 5-yard line, and boom, went 95 yards.
Yeah, beautiful. Great eyes. Way to have a sense of where he was at. Awesome job by Ratliff. Well, still looks like we're debating. Oh, we got a call.
Flag on St. Mary's. We know that. The issue is this a touchdown?
Uh-oh.
And the way the Rams are reacting.
Now they're moving back.
And Coach Franks is not pleased.
Nope.
I think he was told something, and he's demanding going to the rule book right now. And in all my years, this is one of the most animated I've ever seen Coach Franks.
I don't know how many times he's going to touch his visor, lift it up, get ready to throw it off, put it back on. And I don't blame him. Because I didn't see where that came from.
And Coach Tipton is live. Now the question is this going to affect possession? Are the Rams at the very least going to come up with the football? Because I see the defense on the field. I don't see how this could be anything but a post-possession foul.
I hope somebody's on their phone or somebody. I mean, we need to see the call.
I can't believe what's taking place here. This is the longest delay I can ever remember. It looked like the Rams were lining up for the PAT, and now the thing that scares me is our defense is on the field, which I can't figure out how that flag was thrown so far after the interception. Jalen Ratliff was literally at the Del Oro 30 when this flag came in.
bit, but now it looks like we lose the touchdown. We lose the touchdown, spot the foul. We're still trying to figure out what he called. We may have to find that out at halftime just to update our listeners, because that I couldn't see a block.
So the flag was thrown at the St. Mary's 40.
At the St. Mary's 40.
And it's 5 yards is all. You're taking a touchdown off the board for a 5-yard rule. First and 10 Rams from their own 35. 2:46 left. There's nothing that can be done about it now. First and 10 Rams. Ball at their own not much doing. I think the Eagles are going to run it. Now the scoreboard seems frozen at 146. Now we're back running.
Signboard up above the clock is not working.
Kane Rath loss of 2 on the play. Or gain of 3, excuse me. Handoff now to the big horse, Kane Rath. And we'll see where they mark this at. Gain of 4 on the play. So it should be 3rd down. 3rd and 8 from the 29-yard line. 3rd and 8 from the 29.
Counted down from
inside a minute to play, tied at 14.
Looks like a little confusion on Del Oro's side, trying to figure out what play to bring in.
And I think the Eagles are going to call timeout. 40.5 seconds left to go, first half. Del Oro 14, St. Mary's 14. You're listening to St. Mary's Rams football, and we want to thank you folks for your patience tonight. And I do thank you for the phone calls tonight, letting us know when we go off the air. Like I said, the situation is, just to let you know, folks, we're broadcasting from about 10 rows up. We have a very poor internet signal here tonight. We're at Del Oro High School. We're in the stands. We're doing our very, very best for you, and have a very bad vantage point, to say the least, to broadcast football with. It's crazy, but it's 14-14 to bring you up to date. We'll have all the stats at halftime for you. We'll have the scoring recap. Timeout, Del Oro, 3rd and 8. Ball at their own 29-yard line, 40.5 seconds left to go. Rams, just to let you know, because we don't know when we dropped and when we came back, St. Mary's went for a fake punt. It didn't work. Del Oro took over at the St. Mary's 25. And then St. Mary's, it looked like, had a pick 6, and the officials took it off the board for reasons that Art will find out at halftime. They complete the pass out in the flat. And first down for number 3, Travis Hayford. And Hayford picks up the first down out to about the 40-yard line. Pickup of 11.
Just a simple pitch and catch to the outside receiver, playing off the ball a little bit over there.
First and 10 from the 40 of Del Oro.
Looks like Pasquale probably about a good 7 yards off the ball. Now he comes up to about 5 on that outside receiver.
Moore rocks, fires, completes it. And this time the pass complete to number 18. Travis Newman. And
real simple out route. Pitch and catch again.
Play good for 5 yards. 2nd and 5 from the Del Oro 46.
Picking on Brian Pasquale over there, working an outside route.
32 seconds left to go, first half.
Killing the clock each time.
Back to pass is Moore. Moore going for the deep route, and it's incomplete. Step for step that time. Good coverage by Pasquale.
Great coverage. Great coverage. Now they're having a little bit of issues with the game clock, it looks like.
And the game clock to 27.6. Ram fans a little upset because clock should have been running there. Only 4 seconds tick off.
Well, the great thing about that is there's an official that actually has a clock watch that he's running the clock off to the side.
3rd and 4 from the 47. Hand off to Kane Rath. Kane Rath gets bottled up, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down. Pickup of 2 on the play. And that might well, depending on the decision. Nope, there is a timeout here. 16.4 seconds left to go, first half. Here from Del Oro. St. Mary's 14, Del Oro 14. Anyway, to sum up what I was talking about, for those who dropped in and out, the key turning point of this half, game was tied at 14. Rams go for a fake punt. It doesn't work. Del Oro takes over, 1st and 10 at the St. Mary's 25-yard line. Del Oro driving, facing 3rd and 5, and Moore throws the interception, and stepping in is Jalen Ratliff, and it looked like a 95-yard pick 6, and the Rams were up. but a penalty that only Art is going to try to find out for me at halftime when he takes his sojourn. For whatever reason, instead the Rams took over at the 35-yard line. And now, with 16.4 seconds left to go in the first half, it's 14-14, 4th and 2 Del Oro, ball at their own 49-yard line. And Del Oro has elected to punt, or at least it appears that way. Mason Humes, the kicker and punter.
Oh, just got to make sure now with 16.4 seconds left, ready to go into halftime. No stupid penalties right now. Let's get out of this half, 14-14, get into the locker room, let coaches do their adjustments as well as they do.
And penalty flags on the field.
Movement on the front.
Well, the Eagles did move backwards.
Yep. False start.
And they tried to draw the Rams off. Instead, they get called for illegal procedure. So now it's 4th and 7, which certainly lessens the possibility of the fake. Humes set to punt. Pasquale standing at about his own 25, set to return. High kick. Pasquale catches it at his own 26.
Flag on the field.
Flag on the field. Pasquale trying to stretch it out. Still on his feet.
Second flag on the
And
field.
Brian dragged down at the 28-yard line.
I don't know if we're going to get a block in the back over here from our view by Khalil Hodge. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure over there on the 50 on the backside what that flag's for.
I know this, that the Rams, this has got to be the classic, and I know Doug Koresko doesn't like to do it, but if ever there's a time to take a knee and go into the locker room and take the tie that you have, This is it. A defensive struggle tonight with a few big plays mixed in is the best way I can describe this game, Art.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I mean, looking at it, few key plays, few turnarounds, some stuff that looked like should have happened, didn't. You got to get past that, and then the defense has just been working hard up front.
So a block in the back on St. Mary's, 10-yard penalty. The ball is placed at the St. Mary's 17-yard line. 2.9 seconds left to go. And Del Oro deep in case the Rams do try something a little crazy here. And Parrish is in the gun. And now another
whistle. With their timeout, Del Oro.
Del Oro calls timeout. 2.9 seconds left to go. And I know the Rams, like I said, Doug Koresko never likes to give up a play. But if there's ever a time to do it, this is it. The ball is at your own 17-yard line. It's 1st and 10. You're tied 14-14.
With 2.9
seconds left to go.
Yeah, this would be a great time to wrap it up.
Yes, you could get an 83-yard touchdown, but you could also get a pick six.
Yes, you can. You can. This close to your protecting your end zone.
And now Caleb lines up under center.
And then we got a deep, we don't even want to call it quarters. There he goes. Nice job.
Caleb Parrish takes the knee.
Nice job.
And it's halftime here from Del Oro High School. It is St. Mary's 14, Del Oro 14. You're listening to St. Mary's Rams football on the NFHSnetwork.com and on Immaculate Heart Radio, KWG, 1230 a.m. And Art, your thoughts before you take off for your halftime sojourn, and you've got to find out what in the world that penalty call was.
I'm going to go down, talk to a few of those coaches, see what happened there, what was the call, what they were thinking about doing. You know, we're doing well on defense. We thought Del Oro was going to come pound the ball down the middle more, end up throwing the ball. Great coverage by Jalen and Pasquale on the outsides. You know, we're doing a good job stopping the run up front. A little bit on the outside edges. We've been kind of worried about Dawson trying to squeeze down, make sure that nothing happens there real big. Little 4-yard gains by Del Oro here and there, plucking away. Offensively, hey, Caleb Parrish, I think, is doing a great job of being patient, trying to look for something that opens up. Had a few good throws, a couple drops over the middle there. One was to Ratliff. I think the other one was up top to Pasquale. But for the most part, running game's working. We're punching away, getting a good 4, 5, 7-yard pushes by Loomis. Front line's getting up onto the linebackers. We just got to continue playing football, it looks like, and it'll be a different half.
All right, we'll take your sojourn, your walk, enjoy your burger, and we'll bring you the halftime show tonight. Joey will take over. He'll be bringing us halftime statistics shortly here. And first I'm going to give you a scoring recap on this game, and then we also have some guests at halftime that Joey recorded earlier today. Two teams exchanged punts exchanged 3 and outs in the opening going. St. Mary's had a 3 and out, followed by Del Oro with a 3 and out. Rams took over, had a 75-yard drive that was basically the Brian Pasquale show. Pasquale caught a 29-yard pass and then scampered for a 47-yard run, and then Marcus Loomis cleaned it up with a 1-yard touchdown run, and the Rams led 7-0 following the kick by DeLucchi. Del Oro came straight back. They grinded it out down the field, 76 yards. Cainrath with a 2-yard run, Humes with the kick, and it was 7-7 at the end of the first quarter. Then St. Mary's went 70 yards down the field. Parrish with a 6-yard run on a quarterback scamper. DeLucchi with the kick, and the Rams led 14-7. But then Del Oro had a quick strike of their own. Cainrath on a 61-yard run. Humes with the kick, and it's 14-14 at the half. And a very exciting half of football, very physical. And it is currently tied 14-14. And again, since it's halftime, I again want to thank our listeners out there. We're working under a tremendously difficult situation tonight, and we don't have the best internet reception where we're at. And I know it's dropping occasionally, and we're doing our best to boot it up. You have played an invaluable role in letting us know when this happens, because we have the ability to boot this up rather quickly. Once you call us and tell us about the situation, it's going to take us about 30 seconds to a minute to get the broadcast back up. But we do appreciate you doing that for us. And again, that phone number, but we really only want you to call when the signal drops. Make sure that the problem's not on your end with your computer, because we would appreciate that. But if there is a problem, we need to know about it. It is probably our end with our internet signal, with the fact that we're in a bad position in a metal stadium, not in a press box, in the stands. Let us know. And the phone number is 209 area code 986-1916. That's 209 area code 986-1916. And Joey, if you need the light, take the light and give us the halftime statistics in this 14-14 tie.
All right, well, let's start off with the St. Mary's Rams. So far, St. Mary's has 8 first downs, 5 penalties, accumulating 30 yards. Looking at the rushing game, you have number 33, Marcus Loomis, coming out with 9 attempts for 28 yards. Brian Pasquale with 1 attempt for 47 yards. Javonte Norman with 2 attempts for 8 yards. And now let's take a look at Caleb Parrish, the main quarterback for St. Mary's. You've got 9 attempts, 7 completions, and 81 yards. And then Caleb also ran the ball 5 times tonight so far, gaining 7 yards and 1 touchdown. Looking at our receivers, you have Demetrius Ferguson with 1 catch for 2 yards. Jalen Ratliff with 2 catches for 47 yards. And Brian Pasquale with 2 catches for 39 yards. Now let's take a look at the Del Oro Golden Eagles. So far they have 8 first downs, 5 penalties, accumulating 35 yards. Looking at their rushing game, you have Dylan Cainrath, who so far has been the only the only running back that we've really been tracking, and the only one who's shown up tonight. 15 attempts with 107 yards. So far we've seen nothing from 2 of their primary running backs, Tavon Ryan and number 4, Greg Eason.
Just to let you guys know what's happening, the noise that you're hearing in the background, we are at homecoming at Del Oro, homecoming 2013 for them, and they have a light show on the field at halftime, and they have turned off the lights in the stadium, so the stadium is completely dark. Literally the only light that's a conventional light is what I brought, my little desk lamp that's here on the broadcast table, and so that's why people are going a little bit crazy. There's all kinds of, they've got a light show with the band on the field. There's blue lights, red lights, yellow lights, all the different colors of the rainbow, and they're getting ready for their halftime light spectacular. Pick it up again, Dylan Cainrath, 100-yard rusher, Joey, 15, what was it, 15 carries?
15 carries over 107.
Yeah, that's always a problem anytime you have a back get to the century mark in the first half. But 61 of those were on that 61-yard touchdown ram where the Rams just simply, they failed to tackle. That should have been about a 5-6 yard gain. Instead, the Rams just ping-ponged off of him, and he kept those legs churning, and he went 61 yards for the score. And now looking at the passing game for the Del Oro Golden Eagles.
Their quarterback, Michael Moore, with 11 attempts, 8 completions, and 101 yards with 1 interception. As far as the receivers go, you have Theron Hayford with 4 catches for 36 yards, Travis Newman with 2 catches for 8 yards, and Dylan Cainrath with 1 catch for 38 yards. Nothing so far from Tyler Mateer, who's their #1 receiver on stats so far this year. So we've seen nothing from him, and I have seen him out on the field.
And as we mentioned earlier, the big play in this football game, and Art Zanini, who's doing the color tonight, is taking a halftime walk, and hopefully he's going to get an answer to that central question, the big play of the game. St. Mary's went for it on a fake punt deep in their own end, and it failed. And so Del Oro took over 1st and 10 from the St. Mary's 25. Del Oro got it to the point where they had 3rd and 5 from the St. Mary's 10. And then Moore was rushed. He threw the ball into coverage, and stepping in was Jalen Ratliff, and it looked like Jalen Ratliff had a 95-yard pick 6, Rams up 20-14 pending the PAT. And on the run, literally Ratliff was at the 30-yard line of Del Oro when an official threw a flag at the St. Mary's 40, literally 30 yards away from the play, and it was a spot foul. It was a 5-yard penalty, so the ball came back, no touchdown, and the Rams took it from the 40 to the 35. And what I question is, a 5-yard penalty, that can't be a block in the back. It can't be a clip of any kind. If literally that's an illegal participation where a coach came on the field and you're going to take a 95-yard pick 6 off the board, I don't know. In all the years of doing this, this is definitely one of the top times in terms of anger that I have ever seen. Coach Franks and Coach Tipton, they absolutely lost it, Joey, on that play.
Yes, they did, because they understand that this could be a play that decides the game. I mean, a 95-yard return off of that pick for a touchdown, if it stays a close game by the end of the game, that's definitely a big factor. And if I was the head coach, I would be animated as well. That was ridiculous. To have it called back for a 5-yard penalty is just out of this world. And to not even know what it is so far just shows how the reffing staff so far has not been correctly informing us.
And maybe it was a good call, because I have no idea what it was, but it certainly wasn't a block in the back, because there was no blocking on the play. If ever there was a pick 6 foot race, this was it, folks. Jalen Ratliff picked it off at the 5. The only one who could bring him down was the quarterback, Moore, and Moore just is no match for Jalen Ratliff in a foot race, and Jalen Ratliff literally was 10 yards ahead of Moore at the point where that flag came flying in late, and that was it. And we've got a halftime interview. We've got some special guests, Joey, and if you want to hook that up, and we'll get it going for you. We have a couple of the linebackers. We told you we were going to do this last week, have some of the linebackers talk to you at halftime after their awesome performance last week, as the Rams defeated their arch rival Lincoln 22-8 last week. And so let me know when we're ready to go.
And go.
This is Joey Salazar on Friday, the day of the Del Oro game, with Clark Butler and Khalil Hodge. And to kind of start off this interview, guys, tell them about yourselves.
Yeah, my name is Clark Butler, and I'm a senior middle linebacker, and this will be my 4th year playing linebacker at St. Mary's. And I've really been enjoying playing here the last 4 years. I really feel like there's a lot of camaraderie on the team, and I feel like we're ready for this game.
I'm Khalil Hodge. I'm also an inside linebacker. I'm a junior, though, and this is my 2nd year at St. Mary's, and that's pretty much it.
All right, guys, so let's kind of talk about defense, because that's what we're here to talk about. Last week at the Lincoln game, we saw a huge improvement. We saw you guys getting in the backfield and really going after the ball, stopping the play before it can get into, any gain of yardage or even into the secondary. And we were really impressed by it, so I kind of want to get your guys' feeling off of it. How did you think your defense performed at the Lincoln game?
I think we performed really well. We were getting to the ball and flowing a lot better than we used to be. I think a lot of the reason was that we incorporated a new defensive lineman, Matt Reyes, senior, and he was able to get in the backfield a lot. And a lot of it was that our Coach Tipton, he was blitzing us a lot more, so it helped us to get in the backfield a lot more, and the line were freeing it up for us a lot more.
Yeah, I think we played with a lot of tenacity. I feel like it was a Lincoln game. It was a rivalry game. I feel like our defense was just ready to come out and play. Like I said, Clark stepped up. I mean, all our linebackers stepped up. Kyle Dawson had a good game. I think tonight was going to be another repeat or maybe even better.
All right, great. And like I said, we saw it as a huge improvement, but I'm sure a lot of people are wondering out there, is this intensity going to transition into the upcoming games, most importantly tonight's game? Do you think that your defense is really going to come off as powerful and strong as they did last week?
Yeah, I think after the performance last week, I think we know what we're capable of. And I think after the preparation that we've had with a lot of film work and everything like that on and off the field, I think that everybody's going to come out tonight ready and pumped up to beat Del Oro.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to come out hard. It's an away game, so we're in white, and we just got to get ready to really show these Del Oro boys what St. Mary's is all about.
All right, great. Now let's focus on tonight's game. You guys have had a whole week in between. What have you been working on at practice? The coaches have been really stressing for tonight.
Well, we know that Del Oro's going to come out with a lot of formations, and we just have to really be ready for the different formations that they're going to throw at us. We can't get muddled up and everything like that. We just know that they run a lot of base stretch plays and inside plays, so we just have to really just be ready to come up and fill as linebackers, and the defense just be ready to come up and help us.
Yeah, we know they're going to come straight at us. They're not going to do too much, trickery. They're going to be different formations, but at the end of the day, it's going to be pound the ball football, and it's going to be a hard-nosed game. And I just feel like we've prepared hard enough this week, and we're going to come out on top.
So, do you guys see tonight's game as being primarily passing or rushing from the Del Oro team?
I think they're going to try to come out and do a lot of rushing, but I think that we've prepared so much and so well for the rush right at us that we're going to stop the rushing game a lot, and I think they're going to have to try to go to the pass, and I think our DBs are very well prepared. They've been getting quite a few interceptions, so I think they're going to try to go to the pass, but I think that we're going to ultimately shut both of them down. So.
Yeah, definitely the run game. That's what Del Oro is known for, and that's what they've been known for. So I don't see it changing up tonight. But I think we're ready. We're going to come out. We're going to stop them, just like Clark said. And they're going to try to pass the ball a little bit, but I think our secondary is ready also, and I think we're going to come up with a few turnovers tonight.
All right, now it's great to hear from you two because you two are the leading have the leading amount of tackles for St. Mary's defense. But as we all know, this is a team sport. Sorry, there were some technical difficulties there. Let's talk about the other players on defense. As we know, this is a team sport, and every player has a key role in this defense. Let's talk about them.
I feel like the other linebackers, Khalil Hodge, Daniel Montijo, and Dwight Jackson, they've been performing really well, and I feel like they've been flowing to the ball really well, as well as our lineman, Matt Ray, as I said, incorporated a new lineman in our defensive ends, Cutler and Kyle. They've been doing really well holding the edge, and our DBs have been actually really strong. Brian and Jalen on the edge, on the outside corners, and then Davey and Wesley. They've been really able to come up and fill on the run a lot, and also get a lot of interceptions in the pass. So.
Yeah, I think the defensive line really is what is the base of this defense, and without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So Kyle Dawson and Cutler, they're both big part of the defense. Also Matt Ray, Miguel, Wyatt Ming is injured right now. Linebackers Clark and Daniel and Dwight. I think we're gonna come out hard tonight, and then just our secondary. Well, you got Wesley, Davey, Brian, and Kyle. I think we're all prepared for what we need to do.
All right, and now let's talk about what you guys are expecting as a team tonight. How do you expect to perform in tonight's game against Del Oro?
I expect us to perform really well. I expect the defense to get quite a few turnovers, as Khalil said, and I expect us to stop the run and stop the pass as well. And I also expect that the offense has been preparing really well and to not have any turnovers. And if we can stay plus in the turnover category, I think we'll come out with a nice win.
Yeah, I think we're ready. Coach Frank was telling us a couple of days ago that we haven't beat Del Oro in the history of St. Mary's, and we want to break that chain tonight. And so I think we're going to come out hard as a whole team, offense and defense. I think we're going to come out ready and just ready to show up to their field and just get the W.
All right, and one thing that we have to take into factor for tonight's game is the results of last week. To point this out, and I'm sure all the people who are listening are thinking the same thing, what is the issue with penalties? Because last time there were 18 penalties for about 139 yards against St. Mary's. What did your coaches have to say about that?
You know, the coaches weren't very happy about that, and I think a lot of the reason is that noise, and we haven't, over the past couple weeks, really talked about or got into the whole fact of everybody being in unison together on the line, and I think we put a lot more emphasis on that this week, so I think the whole penalty factor, I don't think that's going to be in effect this week. So.
Yeah, definitely. Just like Clark said, I don't think it's going to be in effect as much. I feel like this week of practice has been one of our best weeks since week 1. So I think this week's going to be a real polished week. Doyle's a good team. It's going to really show us where we are as a team and what we need to do to go deep in the playoffs.
All right, and to kind of wrap up this interview, let's talk, first of all, with Khalil. This is your second year playing with St. Mary's. You're a junior, and you're going to be coming back next year. What are you expecting from your team as it develops?
As it develops wholly, I just feel like it shouldn't be a drop-off. I feel like even though this year, even when it does come to an end, I feel like we should just pick up exactly where we left off and be ready to work. We have a lot of returning, maybe not starters, we have a lot of returning guys, a lot of juniors on this team, some sophomores. So I feel like we know what we need to do in order to get to the caliber that we want to, in order to get to LA or get to state. So I think it's going to be good.
All right, and then as the last thing for this interview, let's talk to Clark. This is your senior year. Last time you're going to be playing Del Oro at Del Oro. How do you feel about this?
You know, I feel senior year is always a thing that people don't want to end, and I feel like we just have to savor the moments that we have when we're seniors. And I feel like playing Del Oro, we have to make a big bang coming out, and it is our last time ever playing Del Oro at Del Oro. So, I mean, it's going to be a nice game, but we just have to focus on the game at hand and not get ahead of ourselves and really just focus on every practice, every game that we have together, because it's going to be our last year together. So.
Okay, and, you know, being as an athlete and a student is a difficult combination. Over the past 4 years, it must have been difficult. Is there anyone out there you'd like to specifically thank, family, friends, coaches, the Ram community, anything like that?
You know, I really like to thank all my coaches over the past 4 years, and I really like to thank my dad the most because he's really pushed me to be the player that I am and the person that I am, and also my mother. She's really helped me along the way too. But my dad, he's really just always pushed me to be a better person and a better athlete, and I really just like to thank him for everything that he's done over the years for me. So thank you, Dad.
All right, thank you for coming into the interview, and we wish you the best of luck in tonight's game. Go Rams.
And we apologize. We're back on the air after that halftime interview. And Joey, great job on the interview. Your thoughts as we're about to get ready for the second half here. We're still in the dark here at Del Oro. But Rams tied 14-14. And, you know, let's look ahead for a second here. TCAL begins next week, this killer non-league schedule. And now we transition to our regular TCAL, where the Rams will attempt to defend their TCAL championship that they've won the last 6 years, try and win it a seventh and final time before they transition into the SJ2A next year.
Well, talking about this upcoming half, what I'm really looking forward to seeing is if the offensive line really picks up their game. I noticed that on 2 specific plays, Caleb Parrish was in the pocket and he experienced some intense pressure, causing some serious issues on those 2 individual plays. And coming off of a game where Caleb actually hurt his hand because of the pressure that he received, it's fairly obvious that Caleb needs to be comfortable in the pocket if he's going to be making these passes. He's shown that he's able to run the ball, but in all reality, our primary goal should be getting the ball to our receivers or to our running backs. We don't want to have to rely on our quarterback having to run down the middle and risk injury.
Our next broadcast, folks, is next Friday night. We will be live from the Great Bowl in Lodi as the Rams take on the Tokay Tigers. Game time is 7:10. St. Mary's at Tokay here on the NFHSnetwork.com and PlayOnSports.com, along with Immaculate Heart Radio, KWG, 1230 a.m., and it'll be the TCAL Opener 2013 next week. All right, Art, did you get an explanation of some kind in the dark?
You know, I went down there, actually spoke with our great AD, Jim Bruce, down there, and he explained to me that we did an early celebration. As Jalen was running down the sideline, we actually had players and people out onto the field before he was even into the end zone. So at that point, that's when the referee threw the flag from the spot of the foul of people and players, coaches, being out onto the playing field itself. and that's why that came back.
And I'm going to tell you what, I think that's hogwash. The reason I think that's hogwash is, okay, I'll just assume you're telling me the truth. You threw the flag at the spot, the 40. How do we take over at the 35? If it's a premature celebration, by definition, that's a 15-yard penalty. Rams should have it at the 25. I'll just assume you're telling me the truth, Mr. Referee. Our ball should be at the 25, not the 35.
Correct.
How do you come up with this 5-yard arbitrary miracle 35?
And that's what I was trying to figure out. I thought, it's assessed off the kickoff, or if it is assessed on the play itself. But that's kind of how Coach Bruce over there explained it to me, is that, that's what he said. That's what they're arguing with Tony Franks. That's what they came over to tell Tipton, that coaches, players were already out on the field. Jalen was not even into the end zone yet, and that was their justification for throwing the flag back here.
And the best part of the whole situation, as we go back to that play, and I think that, right now, that's the key play in this game.
It is.
Rams should be up 21-14, in my opinion, right now, not tied 14-14. But let's just take it for a second. He didn't tell him that when he came over to talk to us. He came over after he talked to Casey Taylor, the head coach of Del Oro, and then suddenly this touchdown came off the field. So if that's the correct call, that call should have happened the first time the officials conferred with Coach Franks. That moment when he came over to talk to Coach Franks is when you take the touchdown off the field. And Tony heard the call, didn't react at all on the first conference. He just simply, okay, I got it, because I think they told him touchdown, 15-yard penalty on the kickoff.
Correct.
And Coach Franks took it and said, okay, we got it. Then the officials, as a mass, go over to the other side. They talk to head coach Casey Taylor. And then suddenly the officials come back here, conference with Coach Franks, and that's when he went ballistic, and rightfully so, because it's on the second conference when the officials tell him, oh, and by the way, we were wrong, no touchdown, ball going to be at the 35.
I forgot to add in, I don't know if the warning for our sideline had a play in that call as well. Now that I think about it, Coach Bruce did mention that because the warning was already in place, a penalty flag now was going to have to be thrown for us being onside as a sideline fraction. Now, as terms of the players being on the field and coaches being physically on the playing field and not the sideline fraction of a line judge running up and down, now that's where I'm going to have to sit there and, like you said, you're going to have to call into debate, which I believe there is none. I mean, that's a touchdown, 15-yard assessment on kickoff.
And I'm going to
that doesn't happen.
I'm even going to accept that the officials made the right call, but it looks awfully fishy when the officials make the right call, but then inform you after talking to head coach Casey Taylor of the Del Oro Golden Eagles.
Yeah.
If it's the right call, then the right call comes right then and there with the first conference with the coach, and right then and there, Tony Franks should have been told, gentlemen, that touchdown is coming off the board right here, right now. You don't tell the coach on the second conference.
Correct.
If you've got the call and let's assume they're right on the rule and the Rams deserve to have that touchdown taken down, do it the right way and take it down right here, right now. Don't take it down after you walk over to the other sideline, talk to their head coach, and then suddenly come back to our head coach for a second time and say, oh, we're taking it down.
Oh, yeah. Well, and then another thing, too, unfortunately I couldn't stay on the field long enough. I wanted to get a take on Coach Franks and Coach Tip on that. So that's going to be something we're going to be talking about back at St. Mary's Monday in the coach's office and seeing how that worked out.
All right, now let's talk about the logistics of this. It's over. It's done. It's dead. Concentrating on that issue is a waste of effort now.
Yes.
We're coming out of the locker room. It's 14-14. Del Oro gets this football to start the second half. And now, what do you have to focus on?
We have to focus on continuing to stop the run of Del Oro to lead them into those play-action passes and continuing to try to pass on the outside edges, trying to throw a little of those slant patterns from Del Oro that Jalen Ratliff gets another opportunity to intercept. So that's what we want to focus on, stopping that run, forcing them into throwing the ball more. Del Oro came out feeling comfortable throwing the ball on us and not pounding it down our throats as we have seen in the past. So let's keep them on that pace. Like you said, this is a different ball game with Jalen Ratliff's interception, a Jalen Ratliff drop pass, and a Brian Pasquale drop pass. hey, we're up 21-14, momentum swinging. Now, as far as St. Mary's side, hey, you know what? Let's open it up on them. Let's get it to our fast receivers. Let's get it to Jalen and Brian Pasquale. Let's running of the ball to Loomis. I love giving Marcus Loomis the ball, giving him his carries, giving him 3 or 4, 7 yards, pounding it. But I really would like to see us just open this field up, because I don't believe Del Oro's safeties, corners are as quick as we're making them appear, even in that cover 2. So that's kind of a couple keys that I like to see happen.
And I'll tell you, the other thing in this game right now is the Rams defense has done a great job. Dylan Cainwraith, we got the stats, 13 carries, 107 yards in the first half, but 61 of those came on that one scamper where, quite frankly, the Rams just, for one play only in the first half, forgot how to tackle.
Yeah, blew a few tackles, tackling up high.
Arm tackles,
arm tackle. You
not
can't
rapid.
Do that. No, high school, any kind of football. We can't arm tackle up at the top shoulder pads when you have a strong running back, strong legs, pumping them forward. You have to go down, wrap him up, get underneath his face mask, get your helmet underneath the numbers, and bring him down. Also, gang tackling. You know, for a brief moment there, it looked like we were going to have 6 or 7 Rams on that 61-yard run, but it just ended up popping off of each Ram, and we couldn't get a combined tackle on them. So that kind of hurt. But like you said, one blown play, you're looking at it, 14-14.
And it is 14-14. This game is as good as it was advertised. You have the number 5 team in the Sac Joaquin section, according to MaxPreps.com, in the Del Oro Golden Eagles, and it's their homecoming against the number 7 team in the Sac Joaquin section, the St. Mary's Rams. And one huge implication of this game, Art, is the postseason. The winner of this game is definitely a threat in the Division II of the Sac Joaquin section, where the Rams and Del Oro will both compete. I would say there's a strong probability the winner of tonight's game might be hosting the other team in the playoffs at the end of the season.
Correct.
And so the Rams, this is not just your typical ordinary non-league game.
No.
There are playoff home field implications down the road, because I believe St. Mary's is a playoff team down the road. Del Oro is a playoff team. These are two excellent teams who are going to qualify for the Division II playoffs.
And it looks like, it has a great possibility of meeting up again. I mean, just like last year.
And we're getting ready for the kickoff of the second half. Settling in here. Deep to return for the Golden Eagles. It's number 4, Greg Eason. And on the other side of Eason, it appears to be Jonathan Tuttle. Rams will be kicking, and still Coach Frank's getting an explanation. Nothing can be done about it. They're not going to even, no matter how great a case you make, Tony, those 7 are off the board, and they'll never come back.
Yeah, I'm glad, though, Tony's going out to do that. Coach Frank's just still inside that ref's head. He's got that conversation going with them, and you know what? Hey, continue talking to him about it. It's not going to make a difference in terms of the score, but you know what? You're leaning on them. Hey, coaches are doing a job working on these refs as well. You take every bit you can get here when you're playing a good team like Del Oro.
All right, so for the Rams, and Jack DeLucchi getting set to kick off, and correction, it's Trey Udofia back with Greg Eason. DeLucchi had a touchback earlier today, but he's kicking against the wind right now. And DeLucchi with a high kick, and Eason takes it at the 8-yard line. Eason going up the middle. There's a hole there. Eason at the 30. Eason hits traffic at the 35, and the Rams kick was straight up the middle, which you don't want to see on those kicks. DeLucchi kicked it dead up the middle, and a middle return was possible, and good return out to the 38. If anything, the Rams did a good job closing up that lane. Number 35, Miles Cunningham, in on the stop, saving a much longer return, but it's still good field position. 1st and 10, Del Oro from their own 38-yard line as we start the second half.
You know what? We had an opportunity, a missed opportunity there. Christian Nishi coming up, filling his lanes, had his hands on the legs of Eason and just couldn't bring him down, couldn't trip him up. Was right there to make a position, just short of it. So
1st and 10 from the 38. Single back is Cainwraith. Moore hands it off to Cainwraith. Cainwraith breaks the first tackle and scampers out to the 45-yard line, gain of 7, where Dwight Jackson's in on the tackle for the Rams.
It's like, okay, so we ran over here to the left side, nice little lead play. Cutler saw him trying to take down, trying to squeeze down the box. Clark doing a job trying to fill. Just couldn't get our hands on him early enough.
Second down.
Double tight, single back.
3 to go. Pass complete out on the perimeter, breaking the tackle, complete to Udofia. And the Rams had that play for a loss. And Udofia slips the tackle and picks up the first down.
Thurston Cody got to come up big on that play there. He has to make a nice open field tackle.
Pickup of 7 on the play and a first down for Del Oro. They've got it 1st and 10 at the St. Mary's 48-yard line. Just underway, second half. St. Mary's and Del Oro tied at 14. Del Oro with the football with the opening kick of the second half. Moore under center. Man in motion is Mateer. Hand off to Cainrath, and Cainrath gets wrapped up top.
Nice job over there. Looks like got wrapped up by Matt Ray. Good job.
Ball out to the 45-yard line. Pickup of 3, 2nd and 7.
And when they throw out to that receiver, just a little pitch and catch. We got to come up and make a good tackle. Cody Thurston has to come in and control. Come bounce. Make sure he gets his hat on him. Wrap him up. Brings him down. Instead of flying past him, can't hard tackle on the receivers either.
So here we go. 2nd and 7 from the 45. Man in motion. And off to Cainrath. Easily tackled. Great shot by David Juarez. Lost the yard on the play. He read that as if he was in the Del Oro huddle.
Under center, hand off to the workhorse. It's an opening. Off tackle. Makes it looks like he made down to the 16. First attempt from the 16. Nice shot tackle. We didn't really seal the edge. We didn't actually collapse it down. Had a nice full C gap there. Michael Moore back under center. Got a single back, double tights.